want you to imagine the scene I'm going to describe to you. It is the 10th year of prophethood, and Quraysh has continued with their persecution of placing a boycott on the Muslims. Not only are the Muslims cut off from the rest of Mecca, but they are given the ultimatum of handing in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or suffering the consequences of starving to death. The years of the boycott took a toll on the Muslims. Many went days without food, and the only food that they could get was snuck into them without the knowledge of Quraysh. And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam experiences the loss of the two closest people to him. First, the loss of his external protector, his uncle Abu Taleb. Not only does Abu Talib pass away as a result of the compounded effects of this boycott, but he passes away without taking the Shahada. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is devastated by this. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that he would continue to ask for forgiveness for his uncle until Allah forbade him from doing so. Allah revealed, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. Indeed, O Muhammad, you do not guide whom you like, but Allah guides whom He wills, and He is the most knowing of the rightly guided. Our brothers and sisters who have lost family members in a similar manner know that this is painful, and the grief is multiplied tenfold. And then comes the death of his internal protector, Sayyidah Khadijah radiallahu anha, his beloved wife, companion, and the mother of his children, the first person to believe in him even before he believed in himself. It's as though she had already known that he was going to be something very special. And when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ran to her trembling, coming down from the cave of Hira and receiving the revelation, she assured him, كَلَّا أَبْشِرْ فَوَاللَّهِ لَا يُخْزِيكَ اللَّهُ أَبَدًا. By Allah, Allah will never disgrace you. Sayyidah Khadijah was supportive and comforting to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She offered this support emotionally, physically, and financially, helping finance the early days of Islam and spreading the message. In life, we have internal and external protectors, people who we go to for comfort, those who we go to in times of trouble and tribulation. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam lost those figures in his life in the span of less than 1 month, and during one of the most difficult and troubling times for the Muslims. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's sadness prolonged so much that the companions began to worry about him. He dealt with his sadness by turning to Allah in prayer and remembrance. He also found comfort in the companionship of close family members and friends. And he continued to perform his duties and responsibilities with patience and resilience. He used to constantly remember Sayyidah Khadijah and speak of her in a positive manner. If our own Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam experienced this immense sadness and grief for a prolonged period of time, then who are we to deny ourselves and others this part of our humanity? We often find ourselves hastening the grief of those around us, or not allowing ourselves to take the time to grieve our losses. What does matter is how we choose to act upon this sadness. For the believer, every bump, every setback, and every pain is an opportunity for dua, for nearness to Allah, for elevation of our iman. Please continue to join us and support us for Maristan's Embracing Resilience series, where we are delving into the stories of the trials and tribulations mentioned in the Quran, and through them, working to build a better understanding of what we can do when we find ourselves faced with our own trials and tribulations.